Nelson, what's going on, brother?
My man,
Good to have you here, man.
thank you for having me in short notice.
Yeah, I know. So I was speaking to Andrew about you, and he said, "Man, you need to get this guy on." And I always knew you as like someone who was always super nice, super humble, and the goalkeeper. When I first met you remember you were in the cup and you were on TV. I think you were playing Lions.
Yes.
You playing Lions?
I was playing Lions last round 32. Was very unfit leading up to it, but got the call up and...
you had a good game though, eh?
I had a great game. I had 130 kilos, a great game.
Yeah. No, but you made a few good saves and stuff like that, especially like that level too, man. Like that, it's a totally different level at Lions. Like they're a good club compared to
Yeah. Locally, like I said, for us to go down and verse someone like that from NT, for us, we were superstars in that moment, and we just had to enjoy the moment. And
I was watching, mate. I was watching for sure.
Thank you.
I guess for the viewers that don't know who you are, so your background, I actually didn't know this about you until Andrew said. I knew that you owned a cafe and you're a pretty entrepreneurial sort of guy, but you also got a mango farm as well, one of the biggest in Australia. Is that right?
Pretty much, getting there. So long story short, it's my father-in-law / wife's.
Yeah.
And I've come through, and with my wife together, we've grown the business to be exponentially, to be almost the biggest in Australia.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
In only a short period of time, but we were able to have the right team in place to make us grow, help us grow.
Yeah. How did you get into that, man? Like what? Like tell me, like how do you end up from not being a mango farmer to being a mango farmer? How does that? Obviously, you met your wife and that, but how take us through that?
So long story short, like I said, it's a normal employee, and once we fell in love, my wife's father, my father-in-law, always had a great, golden finger, and he's always been part of the industry for a while.
Yeah.
And as I obviously got to be a part of the family, I realised his business was sensational, but needed someone else to take it a bit further.
Yeah.
And I was able to come through, learn the industry, learn how to be a farmer.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat and tears.
Yeah.
And this is the end product.
Yeah.
So
what, how does it work? Like, obviously grow mangoes, but what's the distribution like? What happens? Like, what's a normal day look like for you as a mango farm?
So apart from a mango farm, I have a logistics company.
Yeah.
TNP Transport. We look after 98% of the growers in Darwin. So vice versa, all their fresh produce from vegetable lines to fruit, cucumbers, everything come to me. I handle it, I allocate it correctly to how West Farmers agents want it, and then my road trains come through and then bring it down to every state express.
How cool is that?
So it's something a little bit different, but we do that back doors,
That's awesome. So you sort of got, the mango farming's almost like a micro company to the logistics business.
Jacob, you know too well, like that's actually, we just, so mango is seasonal.
Yeah.
So obviously for 6 months of the year we're prepping.
Yeah.
But our logistics is continuous all the year. So when mango kicks off, we just bolster up a bit more.
Yeah.
My only frustration in the industry is that locally in Darwin, like I can give out mangoes, tons and tons of mangoes, but I can't really sell it here into the big chain stores.
Yeah. Okay.
So it needs to travel 4,000 kilometers to be sold, to travel back up 4,000 kilometers to be sold to our local guys.
Isn't that strange?
Shocking.
Yeah.
So
what is that? It must be like I'd imagine the larger supermarkets would have like a central procurement body, so they obviously make the decisions. It all goes in. Yeah.
Spot on. So what happens is obviously the hubs. So each state obviously has a big consumption of fruit and veg, and from there the big players, West Farmers or whoever come through, they buy it from the agents via looking at the produce there. Rather, some of them fly up to Darwin, but they still like to trust the instinct in the bigger states of produce. Yeah. So I do, like I said, for me, I give away mangoes, tons and tons. So if you ever want mangoes, bring your ute, come down.
I love mangoes, bro. Like you love mangoes too, so yeah.
Plenty.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like I said, we're still growing. We're still trying to find that plug so that we can actually sell our produce locally.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's something that rises soon, because all the best products, all the best produce go down south.
Yeah.
Darwin's get the leftovers.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So maybe that looks like a Darwin grocer or something like that maybe you could do yourself or something. Is that sort of what you're thinking, or?
I've thought about that plenty of times, but for my time limitations, it sort of takes away from what I'm doing right now. And if there's someone that wants to do it, like I said, I'm very good friends with Alexi from ND Fresh.
Gotcha.
Sensational.
Yeah.
So like I said, he's someone that I'm more happy to do business with when he's ready. If someone wants to start something off, I'm more than happy to show you guys the ropes and meet some local growers.
That's cool, hey. Yeah. I just it's such like a ground roots thing, like when you think of farming, like supplying food to people, like that's such like a necessity, so it's like such a a cool business to have. It's like a need business, you know, like you're always going to need food. And especially like when I think about mangoes for me growing up was like, oh, I can't wait to have a nice juicy mango. Like
You've waited that whole 4 or 6 months just to have it.
But it was like a luxury in my house, you know. So like when I grew up in Toowoomba, so like mum would go and get some mangoes, and I would just be like, oh, wait till I get home. I'm like, it's gonna destroy this mango before football.
Mate, you wait when I have mango season. I think I have the sweetest mangoes. Sounds biased.
Yeah.
I do, and I feel like I'm gonna have enough for your twin boys, so they run you ragged.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just something that how would you say it? I'll probably eat 2 mangoes in the season.
Yeah.
So me and my
eat 2 mangoes.
about 2 in total. So me and my father-in-law have a rule: the first fruit, we touch it, we taste it, and we give our little approval, and the last fruit to see if it was consistent enough.
Oh, yeah.
So like I said, I'm literally almost a type 2 diabetic because of the mangoes I've consumed over the years.
Oh, really?
So I've got to be careful. So
Love it. Yeah.
hopefully
You're
I'll pass it to someone else.
Yeah, you're like, well, I think like with mangoes, like I guess you could dry them. You know, you could dry them out and have like dried mango.
Yes.
Like there's so many different things. You put them in salads. Like there's so many different things you can do. So let's talk about like logistics, man. So like when we're talking about distribution, just of I guess of produce, what does it look like, man? So obviously people grow in the NT and they use you as a distributor to get to the main buyer. Is that how it works?
So the from grower to on your table, it's pretty much me.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the farms grow their produce, they pack them.
Yeah.
All I do is I send my trucks out there, body trucks, pick up all their fruit and veg, bring it back to my depot, allocate them to what the agents want, whether they want a certain quantity amount here to be mixed with here, so that when they receive it, they can just on-sell it straight away to either smaller pivotal stores like your milk bars or your small Asian grocers or any grocers, and that's how I get straight to your table. But from that transition there, for us, for one, is obviously quality control. The project itself, we sort of do a micro check where we just check the temperature and to weight. So we sort of help the agents out, so no one gets ripped off in that perspective. And also we make sure that it gets there on time.
Okay.
So marketing-wise, your project needs to arrive at a certain time because only certain people are allowed to access the market. Not the locals. You can't just walk in there. It has to be a business owner of a grocer that can buy from the actual agents.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then vice versa. So we just got to do those small things to make sure that everyone gets the freshest produce on their table.
So how did you do that deal? Like how did that come about? Were you like, because that's a bit of a deal maker play, so you have to be a certain type of salesperson there. Like you have to go, hey, why don't you sort of let me come pick your stuff up and I'll distribute. Like how did that sort of go down?
I still blows my mind because for me to direct that correct answer, it's my father-in-law. He started this business 25 years ago. And no word of English. If I was to tell you a story about how he started, you'd probably think it's a far-fetched fairy tale. Coming with nothing and establishing an empire where he looks after all the growers. And they seem to be a tight-knit family. So the person before my father-in-law had an industry where he was the only one doing the business, transporting, and he was able to ask for any price. And the farmers themselves understand that blood, sweat and tears, working hard, $1 you save here is $1 you're not looking for. And my father-in-law was able to come through and say, look, let me give it a crack. And from there, built a relationship, but also supported the farmers. And from 3 or 4 pallets a week, 25 years ago, we're doing 300 to 400 pallets a day.
Man, that is mental. That's what I love about business, hey, because business is so like cool watching something grow like that. Like, especially like you're hearing people's stories and like, I always think like I'd love to be like maybe in the room when he was making that deal. Or like, especially if like language was a barrier.
I couldn't understand anything right now, but imagine 25 years ago, I'd have been like, we just high five each other and shake hands.
I think he likes me. I think
he likes me. I think we're gonna do business. I don't know, but until now, like I said, he's still a farmer. Because he came in with nothing, started as a farmer, and he look after the farmer. So logistic-wise, we just jumped on board with it because we thought to support them, but also we decided, you know what, we're good at what we do. Let's make it into a biggest business venture.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what's the company like? What's the name of the company?
The company is called TNP Transport.
Oh yeah, cool.
And it's very quiet and centered. Like even you check us up, you can't really find us because we just do our own thing. And we cater for just the more rural areas. But once you hit Burra Springs and Humpty Doo, you bring our name up. Everyone knows that. Our trucks go everywhere.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. So obviously that's a fair bit of stuff to manage, right? Like that's a lot going on. And so you've got the cafe as well. You got Thrive, right? So
Yes.
yeah. So how did that come about? Like, are you sort of like a side project or?
I had a friend that currently owned the cafe that wasn't doing too well, but because she was sick.
Yeah.
So her older brother asked me, a very close friend of ours, you probably know him, George from Akron. Akron Group.
Yeah, I know George.
George, he asked me, look, my sister's not doing so well, she has a cafe. Would you like to take it over? Yeah. And in my family, my mum's always been in the cafe for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
A no-brainer.
Yeah.
So I took it over and like I said, there she is. Simple cafe, container module.
Really?
Yeah, nice and simple, and we just created an atmosphere for a family hub. So this time of the year, dry season, we're peaking. We have the emergency services come and support us.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of locals as well. So
yeah, well, in that little pocket where you are, you've got the police just up there. They do them the vehicle. They do like vehicle mechanics and stuff like that. Is that the police there? That do all the. I think that's them down there, isn't it? Yeah.
The Peter and Macaulay Centre. So they have about I think 400 to 500 people in that building a day.
Holy.
Yeah, and I just like 10% of them come and get coffee off me.
Yeah, seriously.
So. But they always support us, and like today was a bit of a surprise. Now you mentioned it, we had 37 new recruits come down.
Yeah, wow.
And my little brother's like, because the cafe predominantly I bought it from my little brother.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
And he looks after it and he's like, look bro, are you busy? Are you picking mangoes? Yeah, can you come make some coffee? I was like, I'm not really good at making coffee, but I can sell stuff.
Yeah.
So I came by and ran the tour for him for a bit, and everyone was happy.
So cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like, like, I just find it hilarious that you've got like this big logistics business and like obviously distribution. I mean, you're like cafe, like sure, like to me that just like seems like a lot.
It's like that little getaway, like it's a little paradise for me. In the morning, I wake up 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm able to go to the gym session with my PT Andrew, and then by 7:30 I'm at the cafe.
Yeah.
Have a coffee, greet a few customers. By 8:30. Go home, make sure wife and baby are ready for the day, and then I can start my chaos day.
Nice.
I'm a bit like you, Jacob. Like we've always said this, we love everyone else, but we love ourselves. Put them first, and it's something that we're proud of. Making sure that the wife is happy, the little ones are settled, and we can continue our day.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm inspirational when I say this because I see how you do it, especially with twins. I don't know how you do it, Jacob.
That's my misso, mate. Not she does most of it, to be honest. I'll try and help where I can, but it's mostly her.
Yeah, just having a little family involved just does the small things that sort of, your time is not as accurate.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's crazy, mate. Like, I think that's a thing, especially like, I think if you're the main breadwinner or the provider or things like that, there's a very different dynamic for you. So you're constantly wrestling with like where you should spend your time. Like for me, it's like, I need my own time, but I also need to build the company, which the company is like my addiction. Like business is like drugs to me. Like I do it all day if you let me.
You're driven.
Like, yeah, it's just like soccer for me. So like the way I describe business is like soccer, but you don't have to run.
Yeah.
You don't have to be fit. You can just get, it just runs 24/7, 365. Like that's why I like it. Whereas like football, if I hadn't been running for a few weeks, I'd struggle on the pitch.
You feel it, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't have to go running or anything like that. But I feel like, if you're the main breadwinner, you're always like, you've got this struggle between like your own time and trying to keep friends and trying to make sure you give time to your family, like business. It's a real bit of a tug of war. Like, do you battle with that as well, or?
I battle with that heavily.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm a hands-on dad. Like, it's my first nugget, so I'm like I want to be there when she wakes up. Yeah. I don't want to drop her for childcare because I'll cry and I'm being an employee for half the day. So my wife does that, but I'll pick her up. And I'm still battling it right now, like you would. Obviously trying to concentrate on business / be a owner operator.
Yeah.
So we own the business plus we have to work in it.
Yeah.
Staff's always an issue.
Yeah.
And also trying to grow as well. The caption of us having secondary, third, fourth incomes, something we always seek for. Like, apart from what you're doing the property thing, I know there's always opportunity for Jacob to do something else somewhere else.
For sure, yeah.
And I'm like that. I'm 100% like, I know, but hopefully 5 years time, that's a plan.
Yeah.
Is time.
Yeah. Step back a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you always been a bit entrepreneurial, mate? Has there always been like that little side in you that's like, oh, I like business, like something different?
It has been because coming from a big family with nothing, like you would know, like obviously came from East Timor with the family, and there's 7 of us in the family.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you did you move to Darwin first?
No, we were also 5 of us were born in Timor-Leste, and 2 were born in Darwin.
Oh, cool.
And massive family, and we came by, and we grew up together just based upon siblings, keeping ourselves occupied. And for me, I just see other people growing, and we're sort of not left behind, but we're too slow.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see what I can do with my family support. See what I can do. See if I can be the black sheep in the family, if you'd call it, or something different.
Yeah.
And I just thought I'd meet people with a business mind, surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the right people will support you.
Yeah.
And this is where I am today. And it's a learning curve. You meet people that are in it for the wrong reasons, and then you meet people that are just genuine and humble.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to take, like us two. As far as our conversation has here, you can come and still say hello to us, regardless if we didn't see each other for a year or 10 years.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm searching for.
Yeah. No, man, honestly, like the vibe I've always gotten from you, man, is I've always felt that you're quite approachable. Like I was new to Darwin.
Yeah.
And like when I first met you, like I still remember you're just so nice. Like I just like, when you haven't lived, like I'm from Brisbane and I had my own crew there and I had to get out of there just for a bit of a change. And when I moved here it's sort of heading into like my working years, so I wasn't very social. I was really working hard to try and build something for myself. So trying to meet people can be hard.
Challenging, yes.
You put so much emphasis on trying to build your companies and things like that. So yeah, I always felt like even like yourself, like even Mario as well, like he was just so nice to me, man. I'll never ever forget it, like going to Hellenic training or even just meeting you, like they're always just like, hey, how are you, man? You good? Yeah, how you been? Remember my name? Like just things like that is just like, I think it's like a nationality thing, it's like you just come from a grateful background where you just, hey, happy, go. Like
we don't get to how would you say it, like me, like it's not genuine thing, but just how you present yourself.
Yeah.
It's very confident, so we're gonna just give the same feedback back. You didn't come up to me and go, hey. I would have shit myself. I probably would have thrown hands. And then there's probably this little conversation would happen. But you came by, how you going? I'm Jacob. And like for me, I was like, okay, because I didn't really know you back then. But then again, first impressions are lasting.
Yeah, so true. Yeah.
Did you meet Mario when he still had the tonsillitis? Because he's been having that for about 25 years. So he still had, he called me up yesterday just to play a bit of football for the national team. And he goes, hey, I was like, what, did you just have a cigarette? What's going on, mate? He goes, my wife's having a baby, but I'm going to play soccer.
Yeah.
And Mario, you're different.
He's so nice, man.
Humble.
The whole family's so nice. Like, like I've played soccer with him. I've like, just everything about him, man, is just so nice.
Can I ask you a question, Jacob? Why did you stop?
Soccer?
Why?
Man.
Was it time?
Yeah.
Was it injuries?
My thing, I think there's a couple of reasons. Like when I was early 20s, I don't know, do you know Nabby?
Yes.
Nabby?
Yes.
Yeah. So him and I grew up together playing football, and he was sort of like I was really good friends with him and this other guy named Paul, and we all sort of played. Well, there's a few other people, but they were sort of my main crew, and we played football together. And I honestly just kept playing football because they played. Like I actually wasn't that passionate about it. I'd never watched it like they did or anything, and I sort of made the teams that they did and all that. And once I got into like my early 20s, it was more of a social thing rather than a like I was
competitive
never like
level
player or anything. No, like I was never, I just played the local league in Brisbane or whatever. So when I got up here to play, I hadn't played in 4 or 5 years, so it was done for me. I was very much just like gym and all that sort of stuff. So, but Nabby was the one that said, hey, like he's always a quite social guy, so he's like, man, you need to get out and meet people and blah 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 blah. So ended up, I remember being at the gate, and I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Siraja? I can't remember the guy. He manages the stadium or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know. He's a Nepalese.
What's his name? He's gonna kill me. But he was shutting the gate up, and I was like, oh.
Surendra.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. And he was actually again really nice to me. He said, hey mate, like I'm thinking about playing a game, and I didn't know the standard up here or anything, so I was like, I don't, like I just want to make friends or whatever. He goes, yeah, what do you want to play? I was like, I just want to play like reserve grade or something, like, like Div 1 or something. He goes, yeah, cool, here's this bloke's number. And he gave me someone from Hellenic. I think he was the assistant coach or coach, maybe Pedro or something. And he was like coaching topside at the time. So I was like, mate, he asked me where I played, and he goes, oh, I know that club, yeah, come down. And I started training with the boys, and I thought I was training like Div 1. but I was training with the top side because I didn't know what the league was like here. So I was just like, oh, not too bad. Like, you know, they take it a bit serious, but you know. And then like my first game, I think was like Olympic or something.
Bro, that must have been the worst. Like they was threw you in the deep end, mate.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Oh
experience.
my God.
Well, I was like, when they sent me the times to the games, like I figured it out after a while that I was sort of playing topside, and I was like, oh yeah, I think it must be pretty chill here. Like it seemed like it was not that big of a population, whatever. And then I figured out it was the Greek derby, so I was just like, oh no. So when I got there, the whole stadium was packed or whatever. And
No pressure, no pressure, no pressure.
I think we spanked Olympic anyway. I think we were like 4-0 or something. I kept a clean sheet, but after that game, like people were fully like 2-footing me. It was like I was like, this is a bit crazy. Like, I was just like,
You're like the fresh meat. We're trying to welcome you into our state of origin in Darwin, you know. And we're just seeing, oh, this guy looks.
yeah.
We're gonna make sure he feels it before he leaves. So
Oh yeah, but I was like, the team we actually had, like, you know, when I was playing in Brisbane, I reckon the team that we had at Hellenic could compete against most of the teams I played in Brisbane.
wow.
Like we had, remember we had Juna on centre back next to me, and then we had what was the Irish guy, Paddy? We had him.
Yes.
We had Dan Bullman.
Yep.
He was a weapon, man. He was good. We had Sully.
Yeah, yes.
We had as other English lad, I can't remember his name now, but he was a weapon in the midfield. He played for Hellenic for a while.
Okay.
And then we had a couple of people up front that were pretty good as well. And I remember we just went that whole year just like unbeaten. But anyway, the whole reason I stopped playing is I just caught a bit of an injury, and I was just like, oh, I can't keep doing this. And then it was just work and all that sort of stuff. So what about you, man? Well, how come do you still play now? Or?
I still do.
Yeah.
Just trained with the Premier League, and I played my first game for reserves just a couple of days ago.
Did ya?
Just I want to still be involved,
Yeah.
but also competitive, if you know what I mean, at the same time. So that's why I'm still between that, whether I play reserves or Premier League, but
Yeah.
hopefully I'm considered competitive enough to still play Premier League.
It's a battle, eh?
It is.
Yeah. So how did you end up playing keeper?
So my original sport's not football, it's actually AFL.
Is it?
Yes, so I always played fullback. I love to, be the voice at the back, put on big hits, have a big kick. And when I came to soccer, I was actually a striker.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh,
Because you got a pretty good touch. I've watched you. I'm like, oh, you got a pretty good touch.
thank you.
Yeah. I was like, oh, and just a couple of times you've had the ball. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he looks like you probably play in the outfield once upon a time. Yeah.
And slowly from forward, I made my way all the way back to defence, and I decided, you know what, let's have a bit of fun in goalkeeper,
Yeah.
contesting for the ball, catching it, and then from there I just felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and never really changed, but for me, I said I haven't really been a stable club. Hellenic was my stable club for about 8 to 9 years.
Yeah.
But the competition itself back then, we were just killing them, as you know, Jacob.
Yeah.
It wasn't fair. So for me, my challenge was, am I good enough? Like, I wasn't getting challenged.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to Casuarina, a club that was rebuilding, and I was able to do the double with them.
Yeah.
And I realized, okay, I might be good enough.
Yeah.
Then I went to another club, and that's it. Like, the aim was not just to go jump every club, but just to see for myself personally, if I can be a difference to another club.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was for the time, but now for me it's just feeling comfortable and able to not have expectations to train, twice a week for 2 hours, trying to drive from the farm, 180 kilometers an hour just to go training, make it in time, come back home not feeling
Give that raw mango.
just walking around. Coach, are you selecting the team today? Got a box of mangoes in the back. Got a box there just. So, and the camaraderie, like if I was, we didn't get the chance to play together. Like, I wish we did.
Yeah, I mean, good.
But hopefully, like I said, maybe in the next 4 or 5 seasons, just for just a bit of fun, we can play a game together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure, man. I'm definitely keen to do it. It's just like my thing is like you said, like training and all that. I like the social aspect anymore. I don't really have that. I'm still competitive, if someone sort of 2 foots me, I say, giving a crack, that'll bring out a bit of a side of me. But for me now, football is really just like a pastime where I like to just socialise and have a bit of fun. I don't really care too much. But I had we did a, I can't remember the cup we played. It was like is it the Village Cup or there's some cup that, was it the African Cup or something like that? And Abby made me play it. It was like a 5-a-side thing.
Oh yes, I was
Refugee Cup?
Refugee Cup. I was meant to be a part of that, but you guys had a stacked team.
Yeah.
So I was just lucky to be on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And still win.
It was so much fun, man. So when he invited me into that team, and again, like a lot of my career is like he sort of Nabby sort of drove a lot of that side for me. You know, he was always the guy that was so obsessed with football and all that. And our whole crew, if we fell off the bandwagon, we weren't playing, he's the one that got everyone back together and start playing again and all that. So he was like that for me. But when I played that, I realised how far off the pace I was. It's just like, I'm so far gone to where I was. Not that I was that amazing, but I was just like,
mentally can do it, physically just the body won't move.
This kid's just jogging past me, There was just like, I just couldn't compete, So now I'm just like, if I was to play, I think it'd be like a Division 7 or something like that,
We don't have it, but we can start it together.
Yeah, you'd be your me.
But obviously the boys have aspirations to probably play sport one day.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'd love to see I've got a goal set up in the backyard. I've got a whole bunch of footballs that we play. And so yeah, I'm like, no pressure, but I'd love for them one day to play football for sure. Yeah. What about you? You want your kids to play footy in that?
The way my daughter's going and growing, she might play for the national Fijian rugby women's team. She's a big girl. Yeah, she's a big girl. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. My wife reckons ballet. I said, not for that size. Maybe maybe tennis.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I want to be a coach as well. Like I've got a lot of nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
So apart from not being able to be a coach, I'm one of the sponsors. So like whether they need apparel or Yetis, I slide in to do that straight away just to give a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, I just remember growing up, like my dad was always there, whether it be, he coached me like under 6s, under 7s. I don't think he even knew anything about soccer, to be honest. He was a rugby league guy, so but just that'd be around the grounds, like running water or something like that. That's sort of what I'd like to do for the boys. But honestly, as long as they're healthy, I couldn't really care less, to be honest.
You're spot on there. Healthy, happy, the rest will come with it.
Yeah,
and we are still learning parents, me and you. Like, our little ones are still young, so whether we have additional or not, the time is very fast.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. So, man, this is a bit of a change of pace, but like, tell me about some challenges that you run in with business, man. Like, what are some things? Like, I like to get brutally honest with business, like what things are going on, just so people know how it actually is. Like, what are some challenges that you run into maybe the last few months or whatever?
As terms of locally for the logistic business, it's just having employees, and finding right subcontractors to help us, like whether it be mechanics, whether it be just repair guys or maintenance team. It's very hard. A lot of people in Darwin, the quality of work is sort of getting a little bit down, but you can find the diamond in the rubble.
Yeah.
Just got to seek a little bit harder. And from someone like me that's growing, I'm looking for people to grow with me.
Yeah.
So if I get bigger, you come as well. You join for the ride, you get bigger as well. Yeah. And hopefully have that relationship. And another one that I face as well is just how much business can you do with people that are good? I'm not greedy. We're not greedy. We just do business, and if other people want to jump on board or they need help, then we're happy to help them. But vice versa, being greedy for me is the last thing. When I do something and I feel like it's a bit too much for me, do a bit of networking, find an alternative, someone that wants to jump on board, and we help each other grow.
Yeah. Okay.
Having a team is where you get somewhere nicer, faster, and much more comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. I think the people thing, man, so hard, Like, it's like finding the right people is the hardest thing. I don't know what it is like in your business, but I know that my biggest challenge that I've found is finding the right people. And I've got a bit of advice. Not long ago, honestly, it was just a video that I was watching, and this guy, Simon Quid, I think his name is. It's like a 2-hour-long video on business. Actually, I might send it to you. You might like it.
Please, thank you.
Yeah, but I was just, as soon as he started and he went, I can't remember what part it started on, but I was just addicted to this video. Like, I was like, oh my God, all the stuff that he said, I was like, oh,
it's so true,
It just resonated so much with me. And he said this thing where he's like, if you need to manage purpose and not manage people. So like, what he means is that like, if you've got people running in the right direction, they're all doing it for the same purpose, you'll never have to manage them.
Great.
Because they're all doing the same thing, right? So if you've got someone, for instance, like the reason, I've got someone, Arjun, in my business, he's absolutely killing it. He's able to manage a lot of the things in the business for me because he's got the same purpose as I do. So the things that, that come up along the way aren't really much of an issue for him because he's just focused on that one purpose. Whereas if you had someone who wasn't really focused on that purpose, any of these little things that pop up would become an issue.
Correct.
And I'd have to manage it for him, So what I found is that like, it's black and white. So they're working towards something. So when someone comes in and tries to poach them, it's real hard. Because they're like, well, I'm a year and a half in working towards this 2 years.
Yeah, I'm so close.
Why should I go, and then you have the other stuff, like if they take a sick day, I drop something off, if they've got a little birthday party, like with my stuff, like what I say to them is like, don't say, can I have the morning off to go see my daughters play? Go see your daughters play. I don't freaking want you in here if you missed. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, I'm like, and what you'll find is those people will work till 12 at night for you.
Yeah, they'll allocate their time somewhere else just to make sure that Jacob's got value. I got value in Jacob. Jacob's got value in me.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just what I've learned, bro. And it's been trial and error with me, man. Like the first 2-3 years, I reckon I was real bad. Like, would pay people right. Like I'd pay them award wage and do it legally and all that, but it wouldn't be like extravagant. Like it wouldn't be like, oh, I love working for that guy.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
tomorrow morning I'm coming in earlier. I'm staying a little bit later for this client. Yeah.
which is hard. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the mango pickers are like, but and it comes down to like, if it's mango picking season and it's seasonal, that would be hard to keep the culture, I would imagine, right? So like getting them to come back would be not easy, right?
I try to go above and beyond, and me and my wife have done this very well. Yeah. So we're starting to see returning pickers, which is a plus, but because we have to work hard in off season. So they'll come to Darwin, they'll pick when they're done. We've already got a partnering farm in Catherine, Calypso Mango. They start their season. Oh, cool. So I tell them, look, I've got this amount of guys, can they come help you? Yeah. And they're like, yep, done. They'll take them on. After they're done, the Calypso guys give me a call, Nelson Rome's done. Yeah. These pickers are about to get Alice Springs for grapes. Is that okay with you? Oh. Yep. Get Alice Springs for grapes. Yep. Grapes are done, then they'll go to Adelaide for cherry tomatoes, Melbourne for asparagus. We'll keep a track of all of them, what they're doing. Yeah. Along the way of, let's say, 100 employees, if 50 return, I'll win that day. I'll win that battle any day.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
And we're able to, like I said, keep in tabs. If I still have my old phone, which my daughter took her for a swim, I was in. I wish phones were made waterproof back then. Anyways, had about in a group chat of 600 people, employees, seasonal workers, in a WhatsApp.
Holy.
And after my daughter took her for a swim, I had nothing.
Yeah, that's.
But it was okay. I just took it as it is.
Figure it out.
And I waited for the people to contact me, the ones that sort of still knew me, and some of them did. Yeah. But for now, like I said, we are still rebuilding. Yeah. And it's not like it's not a losing battle, but it's a very slow one. Yeah. And I just want to be established so well that when anyone touches Darwin, hey, look, I want to go work for TMP Mangoes. Yeah. We were TMP Transport. I want to go see Nelson. Yeah. You know, vice versa. If I want to sell a house, Jacob's my guy. For sure. You know, that's a staple name that you'll create just on your persona. Yeah. So,
just being a good person too, man. Like, you're like a real nice guy. Like, the thing that I struggle with the most, man, is trying when I have to be not the nice guy. Like, when I have to sit there.
Like, it's awkward, You don't know how to.
Yeah, and I've got like this thing where I'm like, I've got a temper, and I know I do. So it's like trying to curb that and not like, if someone's really pissed me off, I'm just like, okay, be a nice guy, but you also have to get a message across. And if they say something bad, don't lose it.
Yeah, you have to get it across clearly and imminent, but also, they're going to say something to trigger you.
Oh, man. That's a hard thing I find. Yeah.
My battle as well is like when Andrew calls me up at 6 a.m. Are you at the gym? I'm telling him, bro, half an hour more. But then he'll know if I rock up half an hour late, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'll come by, the training session's half an hour late, but it's going to be half an hour harder.
Yeah, man. You know? Yeah. He's a good guy, Andrew, eh?
Mate, sensational, religious person that, that makes sure that he's spread his message across to people, but also you can just talk to him. It's like us. Like, he did recommend me to come and have a chat to you today as well. Yeah. And I thought a bit nervous, but then again, meeting you and knowing how we talk, we vibe, this conversation is very genuine. So
yeah, you're real relaxed, man, on this. Like, sometimes people take a while to warm up, but you're so chill. It's good.
Awesome. Like I said, I just hope you in terms of business, Jake, I hope the best for you as always, because I know that you're always doing good things. Yeah. And just be cautious, because the people that are watching you sometimes aren't always admiring you. Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're either picking you or they're trying to make sure that they're waiting for the downside. Yeah. I won't say that to you before, but I'll say it to you now. Yeah. Because you are making a voice. Yeah. It's a good thing. And it's Jacob's voice. So just, No,
I know, man. Like, especially like with the business, the way it's at now, like it's really gotten to a point where it's like, it's almost like I don't control it anymore. It's just like taken off, and, people are building their own little, brands inside the business. So yeah, and I noticed that probably about 12 months ago, man. Like, people, they were like, I don't know, I just started to get this vibe from people, like, I don't think it was jealousy. It was more just like, I don't really like that you're doing this well. Like, it's just a vibe. I can't describe it. It's just like some people that were always real cool with me just started acting a little bit differently towards me. So don't know what it is, but I've noticed that, anybody who's doing better than you will never ever criticize you. It's only other people who you know, maybe want what you have or whatever.
They just want to know how you're doing it, how quick you've got it, and why you're living this life. And this is a simple thing. You can get asked and talk to people rather than be behind, say bad things. So that's why, like, for me, if anyone has a business, and I always do this, if anyone has a business and they talk about it, which still people do to me, I don't really stir them away. If you have a business idea, I'm not investing in business, I'm investing in the person.
Yeah.
So they come to you, and let's say, for instance, you know Diamond Barbers, Nico?
Yeah, Nico.
Me and him are very close.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So we've been together. I was his first guy. He was the first person to cut my hair, like, outside of his own job.
Oh,
so
really?
I think it was
In his
12, 13 years ago, not even in his garage, underneath his house.
Oh.
9 p.m. after soccer training, he cut my hair.
Did he play soccer with you?
Yeah, he played for Atlantic for like 1 season, but his English was a bit rough. But mate, his energy is like...
I've never met a guy like him before. He's just so energetic.
Yeah.
Like, holy.
Yeah, like sometimes I tell him, like, whatever you're drinking or smoking, just pass it this way. So when he started off the bar, Diamond Barbers, we were inside his little man cave.
Yeah.
He had skulls, he had Diamond Barbers drawn up, and I was like, Nico, you gotta do your own. And he goes, oh, I don't know, Nelly, I don't know. I was like, Nico, do it. He goes, oh. And like, every time I seen him, I pushed him. And then one day he goes, Nelly, I'm gonna open my shop.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, you want in?
Yeah.
I was like, try to do it on your own first. If you struggle, I'll jump in.
Love that.
And he did. And I just supported him based upon all my family members getting haircuts.
Yeah.
And, you know, anything that came through, I'd be like, Nico. And I made it clear to him, I was like, Nico, if you didn't want to do it, I would have done it.
Yeah.
And then you would have gone uncomfortable. You know, I would have jumped in, I would have asked for a bit more, but I'd force you to do it.
Yeah. That's good, man. Like, that sort of breezed over that point there, but like that's a real test of character on someone, because like if you meet Nico like back in the day, you know he was going to be successful because he was so energetic. So you could have taken his money and taken 50% of the company.
Taking advantage of the whole lot.
Yeah. So like I've had that situation when I was starting the real estate company, and that place of like, hey, I want you to come in is a place of insecurity, you know? So like when someone's asking you to come in and you're not adding that much value, they're usually doing it because they're insecure. Like I know that's where I came from. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. I need this person. And there was a person who's a mentor of mine, Joshua Sherwood. I said, well, why don't you have 50% of the company? He goes, no. He goes, you do it yourself. I'll support you. Be a franchisee or whatever, and I'll support you. But I'm not going to have shares in your company because you can do this, bro. And I recently had it with a friend of mine who's a lawyer. She was like, I'm going to start my own thing. Do you want to go 50-50 or because the way our verticals work in the business, I was sort of looking at something like that. And I was like, no. I'm like, you're better than me. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, mate, you're way better than me at business, in my opinion. Like, you're so likable, you're going to absolutely kill it. And she was so anxious about it all. And within the first month, she had like too many clients. She had to like tell people, you know, she had turned people away. And she called me like 2 months in. She goes, this is easier than I thought it was. I was like, yeah, I know. You were coming from a place that was insecure. You weren't believing in yourself. So that's such a good thing that he had you there, man, to really say that to him, you know, because that would have given him a lot of confidence. And
the thing is, there was a reward at the end of it. So I don't know. I should have paid for haircuts. I should have paid for haircuts. But 2 months ago, Nico gave me a reward. So he's got about 7 stores in Darwin, 1 bus, and he's got about 5 in Cairns. Wow. And a couple more opening up. Wow. And he sat me down and he goes, Nelson, you've been a part of me since we started. I'd like to offer you 10% of the business. I was like, I beg your pardon? He goes, 10% of the business. I was like, wow.
It's crazy.
He goes, but not just one, I want you to, the whole chain.
That's mental.
So my reward has went from, let's say for instance, $50,000 investment to a $500,000 investment. Just because I was genuine, and so money will come regardless. Like how you do things is a result at the end when you see the reward. So I was able to be patient and respect him, and he rewarded me with 10% of his business. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. But he goes, yeah, I'd like to be a part of Diamond Barbers. He's 10%. Yeah. And that's the key. Like even with Arjun, he's pretty much becoming a business partner of mine. And the things that I've offered him, he's never asked. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's why it felt so good giving it to him. It's like that word entitled. People seem to think they're entitled to it. No, if you're going for the perspective of giving to get, you're already way past that, you know? Yeah. And if you think you're entitled to certain things because of your work ethic, then that's the same thing. Yeah. You're gonna get let down. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing, man. Like when you look at people like that in your life and you give someone that,
even though they earned it, you're just like, it's such a nice feeling when they didn't ask for it, and you like that feeling of like surprising someone. You're like, hey man, I'm gonna give you this. Oh, what? Like, I remember like the first time he did a deal, and I never told him I was gonna give him the full commission of this deal. He was like 2 weeks in, I say. He was on wages. I didn't tell him. He put this deal together, mate. It was like, mate, an experienced agent would have struggled to put this deal together, and he put it together, and it was just like, I was blown away by the way he did it. As soon as he did it, I was going to pay him the full commission, and he never once, when he listed the property, when he put it
to ask,
he didn't ask once to be paid anymore, and I was just, that was the thing that I knew about him. I was just like, and he never has since. Like every time, he's never asked to be paid more money. I've always given him more money, you know, because it's just who he is. Like he would just work his ass off and just be like blinded by the goal. He wouldn't even think about the outside noise, and people like that, man, are just like so rare.
Good student from a great teacher. So whatever he's implementing and delivering, he's probably watched you. How did Jake get to where he is? How do I pick the best of him? You know?
Don't know about that.
Or like I said,
not a good thing.
it might be as simple as just, he smiles or something like that, you know, or the end deals, and that's a result. And like I said, as we grow in Darwin as a business, you're gonna meet more people that want to be a part of it, you know. Maybe there's another agent somewhere else. And it's just whether you're ready for it or whether they're ready for you.
Mate, if there's another Arjun, bloody hell.
Jesus
like
Christ.
Crazy, man. Guy's a nutcase.
Have you had the comments of to get comfortable, you have to get uncomfortable? You know? And I implement that on my older sister. So my older sister just opened a tattoo parlor about a year and a half ago.
Oh, cool. Whereabouts?
In Nightcliff there, across the road from Fresh Point. WE Tattoo. In that little area,
nice.
And starting off, you know, she came to me, she goes, look, I want to do this business. And she painted me the whole business. I could have just taken it and did it. But I told her, can you do it, sis? And she goes, I don't know. I was like, so I made a comment. I was like, if you don't do it, I'll do it.
Love that.
And give me your tattoo guard. She's like, oh, well, just wait. Next month, the ball's rolling, and now we have a nice established business. And just because that little step in the water, not knowing how deep it is, I don't like to help you step in it. I'm gonna fly kick you in the back. So when you're drowning, I'll hold you up.
I'm gonna fly kick you in the back.
And now she's not even walking; she's running. So 4 tattoo parlors, you know. And
really? Holy. Gee, that's mental. They're not cheap tattoos, are they?
Oh, mate.
You get them for free?
Nah, so I've got 2. So one for the family, and there's the one with my baby holding a mango.
Oh yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
That's so cool. Yeah. I like that. That's cool.
That's cool. But that's, like I said, it's just helping. Like, I don't. We're like genuine. We don't want anything in return. You know.
Yeah. It's awesome. But the thing that you end up doing too by doing it that way is you end up like having these people around you who are so skilled. You have and you end up building these like entrepreneurial friends. That's the thing I like about it. And you're all vibing on the same level, Like I've got people that have got businesses I have no stake in, but I consistently help them and they consistently help me. Like I've got a mentor that helps me like all the time, and just like he has no stake in my business. We just get on so well. We'll sit there and talk for like 3 hours. We're like, man, I'm gonna get out of here, eh?
That's like us. Like I feel like our conversation has no time now. But one day, when I can have yourself come by and meet my little circle, when you bring your circle, I guarantee you, 3 or 4 hours will be like that. You know, because your ideas are something that we need, vice versa, your opinion. And we hopefully offer that back. And I think the best thing is doing business with people that are already business minded. It's not just easy, but it's really like common ground where you ask questions that they've already, battled, arised. So, I
think that's a big thing too. But like, I think with business-minded people too is like, I always say there's a business type of person, there's an employee type of person. Employee type of person will haggle you over cents. A business person will haggle you over dollars. You know what I mean? So like, if let's say we do a deal and I lose $500 on that, whatever. Like our relationship's my point. If we do a deal and I lose $100,000, I'm gonna be like, hey man, you know what I mean? Like I'll be like, bro, we need to sort this out, you know? So like, for me, it's like the people that focus on those small things and don't focus on the larger picture, they just get stuck doing what they do every single day. Whereas like an entrepreneurial sort of person will be like, okay, Nelson, this relationship's so much more important to me than $500, bro.
Yes.
I don't care about $500 worth of mangoes, man. I don't care who stuffed it up. I don't care who, whatever, bro. And you'll just be like, man, you're a legend. It's one less headache I have to worry about. And then the next time I accidentally do something and not mean to, you'd be like, yeah, bro, whatever.
That is it. The aim is just to move forward.
Yeah.
You know, like the one thing you can't make more of
Yeah.
is time.
Yeah, that's true.
We can make money regardless. I know that. You know, you guys, if you know, Freedom Property had a bit of an issue, I guarantee you there'll be 100 people knocking on Jacob's door. Hey, come and give me a hand.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the real estate industry or whether it be just a part of their business.
Yeah, mango farm, right?
And mate, my door's always open to you. My door's always open to you. Mate, look, I'll see you climbing a tree, shirt off.
That's a good job, mate.
I've had guys in business that have come to the farm and thought, wow, this is a lifestyle we can live.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what do you say about it? They go, it's just peaceful.
Yeah.
You're quiet, you do your own thing, no one disturbs you.
Yeah.
Like, the only hustle bustle I have is probably the magpie geese that come to the farm. Oh my God.
What, really?
We
You
have,
gotta like,
mate, we have guys that come and shoot in our property,
oh yeah, yeah.
but they run out of bullets every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Run out of bullets, is that many geese?
I even get, like, I have a gun right near my bedroom.
Yeah.
And I walk outside literally 4 meters and I shoot outside my window because they come by.
That's the NT, right?
Yeah, I know, that's the NT.
That's NT.
It's as good as you'll get. And just walk out, bang. The wife wake up. What's that for? Just making sure the alarm doesn't go off before it goes off. So,
Magpie geese alarm. Yeah, it's crazy.
you've been here for how long now, may I ask, Jacob?
Oh man, I've been here October 2017 it's done. Yeah. Crazy.
Almost 10 years local.
I know, bro. Well, what's local now? I thought local was 20 years.
No, you're 10 years. You've been through a lot of dry season build-ups.
Yeah,
Have you
local.
have you been, like, obviously fishing trips, hunting and anything like that?
Man, I'm trying to get into more stuff. I'm trying to get time to get away from just business and try and do like hobbies and stuff, because I feel like I love business, but it's like an addiction to me. So I sort of need to maybe, I don't know, get into fishing or something.
Can you work away from being in the office?
I can now, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Make that a solution, Jacob, because for the longest time, like I said, you're the business owner operator. How long can you do it until you're over it? I see the little demographics of being tired, which I know.
Yeah.
I know, but like on the weekend, just get away for a weekend. And don't think about activities too chaos. You're not gonna go freaking bungee cord jumping.
Yeah.
Just whether you get a Dundee, stay at the lodge.
Yeah.
You know, you and your wife, the wife, the little ones, go fishing, have some bar food. Just that one day, it gives you enough time just to be like, okay.
Yeah.
That's my solution, yeah.
No, I definitely need that, man. Like, I was just chatting to Hannah about like, even just fishing, like getting out in like a boat or something like that, just together with the kids or something. Like, my kids are obsessed with. Do you know YBS? I don't know if you know what YBS.
What's
is.
YBS? What's that?
Like, you'd love it if you're into fishing. It's like this guy. His name's Brody, and he does all these fishing exploits and does this outdoor sort of guy. He lives in WA and like goes out catch and cook. Sorry, like he'll do like dive down and spearfish.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. When I see the videos, I was like, there's a shark behind this idiot.
Yeah, I know.
And like,
man, he's like Steve Irwin reincarnated or something. I don't know, and yeah, so they love this show, mate. Like so I'm like, oh, maybe I should get into like a little bit of fishing or something like that.
What does Jacob's weekend consist of, may I ask?
Man, when is it? Friday night. Usually get home about 6-7 o'clock. Hang out with Hannah, have some pizza. In the morning, get the boys up, get them ready. Hannah usually goes to the gym. She used to get back about 8. Go to work at 8:30. Work until about 5:30.
For a Saturday?
Wow. Yeah, and then because that busiest day in real estate, and then usually have Sundays usually Hannah and my night together, and then Sundays I work but just on the phone. So I just do family day on Sunday. What about you?
Wow.
Ooh.
So I've tried to cancel everything for Saturday, Sundays. It's the most chaos day for freight.
Is it?
So
Yeah.
a lot of the farmers, they don't have Monday, Friday schedules. They have everyday schedules.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
Yeah. So Friday for me, when it gets to about 5:30, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
The markets start. Obviously, Palmerston Market, so that's starting right now. I'll go there, I'll get some market food, me and the wife. We'll go back home. The little one will have, her relaxation.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take her across to grandpa and grandma's for a couple of hours. Have a dinner, come back home and try to have a Friday, not too chaos like we used to back in the days.
Yeah. Like going out.
Like going out. Monsoon, Discovery for one. Landmark for one, but anyways. And Saturday starts off nice and early. Me and Andrew, same thing. We don't have a weekly schedule. Is when we can fit it in to train.
Yeah.
Start off training in the morning, head to the cafe again,
Nice.
and prep everything. Go back home. start obviously organising the guys for the transport run,
Yeah.
which farms to get veggies from,
Oh, wow.
and check on staff. Like Saturday for me, I'm like half foot in, half foot out. So if
Yeah.
all the teams come on board, I can have the night off, take the wife to dinner.
So good.
If they don't, give the wife early dinner, prep her, and then I will go to work for the night.
Really?
Yeah, so
Holy man, that's hectic.
logistics is all night shift. The farmers pick all day,
Yeah.
and they pack in the evening. So we
Yeah.
come at night time to pick up all their freight. So we start at about 6 p.m. We'll finish sometimes 5 a.m.
Holy, I didn't know. Well, driving the trucks.
Driving the trucks, yeah.
Holy.
So we look after 92 farmers in Darwin.
Holy, man,
Yeah.
that's mental.
It's crazy.
You
Between
do Sunday, you just get back and sleep.
So Sunday is our busiest day. So that's Saturday, and Sunday is when the freight needs to be, everything needs to be picked up. So Saturday is a pre-pickup, and then Sunday is the main pickup. Yes, Monday is market day, and the trucks need to be in interstate by Wednesday, Thursday for sale.
What? So you
So-
hang on. So, so you work, well, try and do half in, half out on Saturday. But if you need to, you jump in at night until
Yes.
5 a.m.
Give or take
and then
Sunday morning,
work
and then
Sunday again.
yeah. So we'd finish at, let's say Saturday, we'd finish about 2 or 3 a.m. Sunday morning, Saturday night, and then have a sleep, chill, start again at 8 a.m. Sunday, and we'd do a crazy shift till about 4 to 6 a.m. on the Monday morning.
What the?
Yeah, but the Monday we'd have spend the whole day loading up all the road trains. So by Monday 5 p.m, I'd literally be finished. And Tuesday will be finished, is the day off. Tuesday's my day off, and then Wednesday is market day again. So we only have a 2-day cycle.
Man, that is mental.
Yeah, because the farmers the fresh produce, they don't stop growing.
Yeah.
And the quicker you pick your produce and get it packed and sent, it's vice versa. The cycle of more dollars. Yeah.
That is mental, eh? You fully don't get a break, eh? How do you sit
No.
dadding and parenting?
Oh, it's a good question. We had this.
Like your energy would just be so oh.
This is when I see my little nugget,
Yeah.
I'm just excited,
Yeah.
Sleep, pain, stress, sadness, fatigue all goes away for that moment.
Yeah.
And then my wife, obviously, our wives, they're the ones that make the difference.
Yeah.
And we have a shit day, we come by, they're our boxing bags, and then they make sure that we're looked after. So my wife is like my, how would you say it, my sensei being from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
She gives it to me, and I can go do another 30 hours straight, She goes, yep, eat, sleep, go, I wish I had plenty of those, but I only have one at the moment. So that's not even mango season yet. So yeah, when mango season starts, it's all hands on deck. So we're picking throughout the day, packing
Yeah.
through the night.
Yeah.
That's our produce, then the farmers. But it's only for 4 months, 6 months of the year.
Yeah.
And then I can enjoy my January, February, March off where
Yeah.
we do our travels. You know?
So you get a little bit of time off.
A little bit of time off, yeah, but
Yeah.
still the phone doesn't go off like you.
No.
You can sort of have a week off on holidays, but the phone still.
Yeah, I think I say this with people with business. Like everyone's trying to find the perfect business. Oh, I want to do this because it's like this. It's all hard. There's if I was mango farmer, it's gonna be hard. If I'm in real estate, it's gonna be hard.
Of course.
If I'm in bloody steady meals doing what Andrew's doing, it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard.
Doesn't matter what it is, It's just you've just got to pick your battles and just take your wins when you get them, and then when the losses come through, just take them on the chin.
Jacob, that's what I mean about this secondary, third income, whatever it
Yeah.
is, just to help you. But is
Yeah.
it really going to help you? Is it more just so to buy time, to
Yeah.
have the small luxuries?
Wow.
I do crypto, if you didn't know. I do crypto on a large scale.
This far in, we're only just talking about crypto.
It's a sensitive thing, not many people, a few people guys, but if you want to know about crypto, I'm more than happy to help you with crypto.
Yeah.
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 But for me, I don't go, hey, come here, I'll share crypto. If you don't know about it, you ask, I'll give you the right answers.
Yeah,
where I can help you. I thought that's a difference. And it was, money-wise for me, it has no factor.
Yeah.
I could probably set up and enjoy a good life, and but I wouldn't have this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be people like you. You know?
Yeah. What would you be doing,
What would I be doing? Probably in Monaco in the F1 car.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need this podcast with you, bro.
yeah.
But yeah.
It's I think I know a few people in crypto actually. Actually all my mates in real estate, they're always hitting me up about crypto, but I've only got so much brain space, so I'm just my investment strategy has always been, I've always stuck to what I know.
Yes, of course.
So there's only so many hours in the day and you need to stick to what you think is going to work. Crypto, do I believe in it? 100%, because it's too big to not believe in it.
Correct.
But it's just okay, I've got let's say 15 hours in a work day, you're just like, okay, where am I? Okay, I'm gonna this is with my team. This is prospecting. This is listing and selling. A little bit with the rent roll, a little bit with the finance company. I'm like, oh, I got this little bit at the end, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch YouTube videos for half an hour.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That's what happened. Like for me, I don't know much about crypto. It's just some guy pitched it to me 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And my dumb ass took a step and tried it.
Yeah.
So I bought Bitcoin, obviously, and I put it in wallet. My Nano wallet back then, it was like a brick. The Nano wallet, yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
And I lost it.
Oh, really?
When I moved houses, and then 15 years later, I found it. And let's not talk about it. The rest is history. So I genuinely lost it. I was like, it's gone, man. It's gone. Then I moved houses. I was like, what's in this bag? I was like, what's this shit? And I plugged in. I was like, oh. So I stayed quiet. And then I you get excited. You have to tell someone.
Oh,
you know?
man.
I didn't need to tell it, so it was either my wife or my older brother. So I called them both at the same time and told them. I was like, wow. And then, like, what are you gonna do, Nelson? I was like, nothing. From then, I had to make a decision. I was like, what do I do? I said, nothing.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get the full me.
Yeah.
You know, and like even for instance, like in my parents, there's 2 of their house.
Yeah.
I told my dad, look, let me knock off your mortgage, Dad. Just he goes, no. Because my dad's so close to knocking off his own mortgage. It's like, no.
That's my thing.
It's my thing, Jacob. And that's when I realised, wow, that's the small little things in life that you sort of strive to achieve. You're so close to it, it can be erased like that, but yet you want to be achieved, like. Yeah, so for me, I'm as humble as my old man makes me and my family, and vice versa, the people that I meet, so.
And like, especially like money as well. Money's like a bit of an amplifier. I think like, I watched this really good video. I think his name's Jackson Henderson. I think he's like a property guy. And he did this post where he's like, money fixes money problems. That's it. It doesn't fix anything else. It doesn't fix like who you are as a person. It just amplifies it. Like,
that's true.
If you're a dickhead, you're gonna be like a mega dickhead.
When you have money,
like, it's so true. How many rich people?
Bro, that is so true.
You were a dickhead when you were poor, and you know what I mean? I didn't like you before you had money. Now I really don't like you.
Like, and my mum and dad made a comment to me because they know I work hard. They go, why you're broke? Because you're so nice.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing, Mum. Like, I'm not striving to make more money. Because I just, like, when we get dinner, let's say, for instance, me and you get dinner, it's a $90 bill, $100 bill. We're going to fight over it to the last cent. We're going to divide it right in the middle because you have more chips than I did. Yeah, seriously. Pay for it. The next one we can sort out, don't stress. And then I have family members that are very wealthy, and I don't know if this is the culture or not, but you can't have a conversation like we can, like,
about money and that.
They're up here. And you're down here. Even if I'm on top of them, whatever, I'll still be, the general respect to the culture's there. But
I just don't care. I'm just like, I don't care how rich you are. Like, some of the best people I've met, you would not know they're rich. Like some of the nicest people, and they've been like that their whole life. And the money amplified their nature. Like like there's a guy, I won't say his name, but he's like worth more than 100 million.
Yeah.
This guy, he drives like a shit car. Like you meet him and you're just like, mate, this guy, like, you would think he would, you would think he would live, you think he would rent, you think he would have no money and all, and this guy's just so humble. Like he owns like half of the commercial properties that I look at on a daily basis. So you just like, anyway.
That's the guy you want to be like, Jake. That's the guy you want to learn from, Jake.
Yeah.
For sure. Later on after this podcast, you give me his details, maybe we can set up lunch or something.
No, just seriously, like.
That's genuine.
And the craziest thing is, like, when I met him, I had no idea. And I just started talking to him. I'd met him before, I was in real estate. I met him when I was at Milwaukee Tools, and we started talking, blah, blah, blah. And I just became like, every time he come in the store, he'd want to talk to me because I just give him the time of day.
He's genuine.
I was just like, oh yeah, how you going? And we'd talk about the dumbest stuff. Like he'd like, he'd be like, oh mate, you must. This is when I was a bit younger and all that stuff. When I first started going out with Hannah and showing photos of Hannah, I was like, oh bloody hell, she's a good sort.
Just a genuine Aussie fella.
Yeah, he's just like, So like after. And then I didn't even, it was like 2 or 3 years in when I was just about to leave Milwaukee, and I started chatting to the guy behind the gate. He goes, he's like one of the richest guys in town. And I was like, holy shit. So anyway, But man, I appreciate you coming on here, bro. I've like really enjoyed our chat, man. So thanks for coming up.
Thank you for having me. Hopefully we have part 2.
Yeah, legend.
And I'll bring some mangoes here. We can always have a mango fight or whatever.
Mango daiquiris?
Mango daiquiris. But thank you, yeah. And regardless of how we go in terms of communication,
Yeah.
give me a call when you need. I'll be there to give you a hand when you need, okay?
Thanks, brother.
Done.